Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back. This is your lunar cycle tarot forecast. I am so sorry I did not get those up for the Taurus lunar cycle. I really had every intention to, but you know, life comes at you fast. So I didn't. I'm sorry, but I'm back. We're here. This time around, we are doing the Gemini lunar cycle, so we're looking at the beginning of June through the beginning of July. And this video is for my Libras, so Libra Sun, Libra Moon, and Libra Rising. If you feel like what I'm saying isn't resonating with you, go on and check out your moon and or rising sign, which I do have a link down below in the description box, okay? It's going to be our typical 4-card spread, looking at the energies coming in for you guys, any crossing energies or obstacles you might be dealing with during the next month. And because we're talking about your sister sign, Gemini's energy, we're going to be looking at where you need to let life lead you during this next month. And then, as always, a quick little soul message, something extra for you to take away with you from this spread, okay? So the first card that y'all have, we're going to get started. So the first card that y'all have coming up in your spread is in the position of the energy, or what energy you need to be tapping into during this next month. And this is interesting coming up here. You've got boundaries. And before I get started talking about the actual energy of the card, I want to talk a little bit about the numerology. This is a 26, which breaks down to, come on. Sorry, guys. Chelsea said, "Oh, are you doing magic, mama? Girl, you just always want to be in the mix. Huh? You just want to be in the mix, huh? Yes, and you're not even a Libra." Excuse me, you all. All right, let's get back to it. You need to say hi, Chelsea girl. You got to sit down, mama. You got to sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Or not. Okay. Anyways, let's get back to it. So 26 breaks down to 8, which is the number of cycles and infinity and karma. And you have your message here being boundaries. So with that being said, this is telling me that it's about time for you Libras to start looking at what you're allowing to go down in your lives during this next month. I think this next month for you, especially being under your element, comes with this energy of clearing things up and clearing things out. Based on your cards, which I'll get into in a little bit, I do feel like you might be in a position or in a space to where you feel like you're putting up with some shit that you normally wouldn't, or like you're dealing with things that you shouldn't have to deal with, or like your integrity is being compromised or something of the sort. So with that being said, for you, the energy that I think this is coming up more so as the energy that you need to tap into. So with that being said, in this next month, your patience is going to be tested. Like people are going to test your gangster coming up in this next month. And in this next month, it's actually the time for you to let the, can't say that on YouTube. It's time for you to let people know. It's time for you to let people know, hey, nah, you can't do that with me. You can't talk to me like that. That's not gonna fly. And this is actually what it is. These are my boundaries. This is what I will allow. This is what I'll deal with. And this is what I won't. So for you, Libra, you guys are a very loving energy. You're ruled by Venus. And sometimes you can be a little passive. And I can say that because I'm a Cancer and my sign is passive as well. With that being said, during this next month, you're going to have to speak up. You are an air sign, and you guys are an air sign that more so intellectualizes, but during this next month, you're going to have to use your mouths. Remember, closed mouths don't get fed. So if something is going on that you don't like, and I tell people this all the time when people talk to me about why I feel like, and y'all, my Mercury is in Leo, but I have a lot of people that, why do you feel like you have to say something to everybody? Or why do you feel like you have to correct people on this? Why do you feel like you have to call people out on this? Because people continue to do things because nobody tells them that it's not okay. Nobody corrects their behavior. So for you, Libra, if you're feeling like you're being crossed, or you're feeling like your boundaries are being compromised during this next month, guess what? You're going to have to speak up and tell people, no, that's not cool. I'm not down with that. You're not finna talk to me like that. You're not finna say that to me. You're not finna act like that around me. You're not finna do this around me, and XYZ. You're gonna have to speak up. You're gonna have to come out of that Venus a little bit and really put your foot down. You're resonating underneath your sister sign's energy, but Gemini is very good for the way that they communicate. So for you, Libra, you're gonna have to tap into the communicative aspect of your element and really put your foot down, like I said, and really let people know, hey, this is what I stand for and this is what I don't. All right, next card that you guys have coming up, excuse me, we're not even gonna do that. Sorry, y'all. Whew. My windpipes, good Lord. The next card that you'll have coming up in your spread is in the position of any crossing energies or obstacles that you may be dealing with, and you've got Dani. And this card is a card that comes with this energy of nurturing yourself and making sure that you're cool and making sure that you're okay. And this is in your crossing position, and this is crossing the energy of boundaries. So this tells me that, Libra, a lot of you are in situations to where you're either biting your tongues, or you feel like you're in a space or in a place to where you don't have the right to say something or to do something, or where you feel like, oh, this is being given to me, so I have to shut up and take it because I wouldn't have this opportunity anywhere else. Or you feel like, well, this is like this because I don't have any other options, or something of the sort. But this is a crossing energy. And in most of my readings, I say you can turn these crossing energies into upright positions, right? For you, it is imperative that you do that during this lunar cycle, because that goes hand in hand with you being able to put your foot down and being able to establish your boundaries and communicate those to other people. This card says, okay, you need to do whatever it is that you need to do to muster up the courage and to also gain the clarity and move forward in saying, okay, this is what I want, this is what's good for me, this is what's not good for me. And as you figure out and learn those things about yourself, when people start to overstep those things, you say, hey, I know this about myself and I know this about my energy, so that's not gonna fly. Sorry, not today. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You don't ever want your crossing energy to be the fact that you can't nurture yourself or you can't take care of your own needs. So just keep that in mind during this next month. Like I said, people are finna test your gangster in the month of June, and you're probably gonna have to come out of left field with some people, and that's okay. When people are doing wrong, especially when others let them know right off bat, they might not like it, but they eventually get to sit and process, okay, actually, yeah, I am wildin'. So just know, anything that you say or anything that you have to say, everything happens in divine timing and how it should, you know what I'm saying? So if you do have to go left on a couple people during this next month, it's cool. It's because you have to do that in order to stand up for yourself, and in order to make sure that you have the energy around you and the things around you that you need, and that you move out the things that you don't. This is bothering me so much, y'all. It's because there's a rock underneath it. So I'm just gonna do that. Okay. The next card that you guys have coming up, and before I even talk about the next card, I want to talk a little bit about how you have so much water in this spread. You got 2 water cards, and then this is a blue card, which I connect to the water element. This is all about how you feel and your spirituality and your intuition. So you have to go with what you're feeling, and if you feel uncomfortable during this month, you have to let that be known, okay? It's very important that you do that. The next card that you have coming up in your spread is in the position of where you need to let life lead you during this next month, and that's under the Gemini influence. And you've got Gran Ibo, and this is the 2 of water Congo card, right? That card resonates with the energy of having a sense of knowing and understanding what works for you and gaining wisdom. So as you move through these things and figure out what your boundaries are, you have to kind of go back and look at your experiences and say, okay, this got me here, and how did this play out? Did I like that? Or did I like that? Yeah, you know, you're going to have to revisit some things. You're going to have to be a little reflective during this time period. It is an air lunar cycle, so we're thinking about things, and we're thinking about things that we're emotionally invested in or once were emotionally invested in. And you have to, during this next month, follow your intuition and also pay attention to what you're thinking. This card is telling me that, Libra, you have every tool that you need to take your next steps. I said earlier that you guys were in some situations that, you know, you were just feeling like, you know, this is not some shit that I would normally be dealing with. So as I say, when you take this step aside during this next month, and as you figure out your boundaries and you put your foot down, you also, with positive intention, have to think about, okay, what is next for me? What do I really want in life? What do I really need? And how do I get to that point? And then you start thinking about how to actually make that shit happen in the physical. I feel like a lot of you Libras are in a space to where you are kind of similar to the Leo reading. You're kind of outgrowing a chapter that you're in, which makes a lot of sense because you guys' birthdays will be coming up in a few months. Kind of outgrowing your space. Your personal growth is no longer in alignment with whatever energy is around you. So you're kind of like, okay, what do I want next? How do I want to live my life? How do I want things to be? How do I want things to go? And I feel like for a lot of you, there's a lot of careful consideration that has to go in there. I don't know why, but I feel like these are like life-altering decisions that you have to make, or like perceptive shifts that you have to bring about in order for you to actually start taking those steps forward. That's a message for somebody. I don't know who. I hope you caught it and I hope it resonated with you. But yeah, so with that being said, during this next month, Libra, you need to let life lead you into a space to where you say, okay, I feel and I understand and I know what my energy needs to be in alignment with. And so I know that I also have the resources and the tools to make that happen. So what is it that I need and how do I get that and how do I make that happen? Okay. All right, the last card that you have coming up for you in your spread is in the position of the soul message. And this is the Sapphire card. And before I even get started talking about the energy of this card, Chelsea, you just farted and I just took a whole breath in. I inhaled all your butt air, mama. It's kind of, oh, you stink so much right now. Oh, Chelsea, why are you farting so bad, girl? What's going on? What's the deal? Don't start stretching. You smell bad. What's the problem? What were you eating today? What were you eating? Because you stink, mama. You stink, sweet girl. Yeah. Yeah, mama. You know that's you. Anyways, y'all. As I was saying, numerology 3811. So master number energy coming up here, and this is saying that this is a very important time for you. I feel like more so on a subconscious level though, Libra. So it might not be a lot of shifts in the physical for you, but very important time for you on a spiritual level. You've got regenerate your body coming up with this message here. So I feel like if you're into doing meditations or if you're into, you know, working out or doing physical work, it's very important for you to do some kind of work that releases dense and stagnant energy, because that probably has something to do with why you're starting to feel this buildup of people crossing you and overstepping your boundaries. So regenerate your body. This also comes with the message of, if you're not eating healthy, to start eating healthy. If you haven't been active, get a little active if you can. Do something, stretch, do some yoga. I don't know, go take a walk, run, I don't know, do a sit-up or two, something. Get moving, regenerate your body, put something good in so that you have the energy that you need and that you are in this space and have the clarity and the mental and all of that good stuff that you need to be able to hold tight to this energy here during this next month. So Libra, for you, you are pretty much preparing yourself for your next chapter. But during this time, you need to figure out what it is that you need in order to get you into that next step in your life. Okay. All right, Libra, that's your reading. I hope that resonated with y'all. If you feel like you have questions or comments or need a personal reading, tell me something below. You can book one. I have that linked. My Etsy shop is linked. Check out your vernal equinox tarot forecast. That's spring season. We have a couple weeks left if you want to check that out for some reflection, or even if you want to see what's popping for the next couple weeks, you know. What else, y'all? There's another. Check out the Gemini Lunar Cycle video. People are so loud. Check out the Gemini Lunar Cycle video if you're interested in getting a little knowledge on what type of collective energies we'll be dealing with for the next month. And thank you guys for watching. I will catch y'all next time. Peace.